I definitely felt the need to have something to control, and of course at the time I had no idea that this was going to become my struggle and something that very much could have just killed me.
As you go through this week, be aware of the judgments you make about your body. Stop imagining you can be something that you're not, and embrace and accept yourself exactly as you are. Notice and release the comparisons you make about yourself versus others. Feel comfortable in your own skin and see how it changes the way you approach the world. We all have questions about our bodies, and the most important thing is that how do we develop like body positive imageries about ourselves. So how do you develop that positive body image, surrounding yourself with others that let you know that you're beautiful no matter what it is that you look like, running away from perfectionism, stop that comparison, and stop being highly critical of ourselves.
We need to be doing more because it's not like adding representation is hurting anybody, and it being overdone is saying that representation shouldn't be done, and that's the complete opposite of what we want happening. It shouldn't just be one company doing it all. It needs to be many companies doing all of those things to the best of their ability so that everyone can feel represented by every company.
The little things, the trivial things, they don't matter, essentially. And so the way that you personally maybe feel about your body today, that's okay, you know, because your body's fine. And it's the words of positive affirmation that get me through the times that I'm just not feeling too hot about myself, and, you know, talking to other people about it as well. Like, I love talking to other people about just staying positive. Positivity is my thing, okay? So I love it, and I just want to have that conversation with everybody.
We want to accept everyone for whoever they are and however they live their life. And I think it's so much about, we do foster inclusivity and diversity as a brand, and we honestly stand behind it because we do believe that there is no room for intolerance. But we just signed an Open to All pledge. It's an inclusivity pledge for businesses, and it was signed also by Gap and Levi's, and that is to affirm inclusion and diversity regardless of race and ethnicity. That means you have to operate in a world that says everyone is accepted and celebrated. It's not just good for companies, it's good for business, it's good for companies, and it's good for associates. And I think that's the new filter of how people make decisions, is it has to hit on all three things. If you can be controversial, and controversial in a way that makes a difference, it's great. And I think that's why the brand to me, is so special, that it's controversial for all the right things, and that's how you make societal differences in a business that you run. And what's a better platform than an amazing brand that's that powerful to do that and evokes emotion on both sides? So that means you're making a difference.
I think we can all agree that art isn't just about being pretty, and fashion is merchandisable art in the end. It is the exact crossroads between money and business and art. And beyond that, it's on someone's body. So it's like someone wearing a painting next to their skin. It's that important. What we wear and how we see ourselves can really impact our daily life. And I think really understanding the gravity of that and the potential it has for change and good is something that needs to be pushed.
I've learned how important it is to believe that you deserve to recover. When I began to understand that I was invaluable, that the world needed my insight and my empathy and every attribute of mine that is uniquely me, it unlocked a lot for me. The world needs every single person in recovery at their fullest. Our eating disorders are only working to keep us from offering ourselves and everyone around us the unique, unadulterated magic we have to offer.
The fashion industry is lacking diversity in so many ways. We started so low in terms of representation and diversity. You'll know that there's progress when plus-size women are featured in fashion show or a catalog or a shoot or a spread, and we don't report on it. We don't say this plus size model is making waves. I think it's gonna be a long time before that, and we've got a lot of work to do. And to me, body dysmorphia is two things: perception and fixation. And the perception part is looking in the mirror and seeing something different, looking at a photo and seeing something different. And the fixation is how you can take a part of your body or several parts of your body and just become so obsessed and consumed with it and by it that it overcomes you in every way, and it affects the way that you see yourself in every way. It's important to recognize that men struggle with eating disorders as well, boys and men, and body dysmorphia, and the reason that is often neglected is sort of the same thing that comes with these like stereotypes and these assumptions people make about people with eating disorders. And one of them is, of course, that women and girls are the only people who are affected by eating disorders. So I think it's important to just, it's just so easy to be like, oh, an eating disorder can happen to anyone. That's it.
Everything was just focused on calories and numbers and food and how much I was burning, how much I was eating. And at the time, I had no idea what was soon to become anorexia. I thought this was just me taking care of my health and wanting to lose a couple pounds here and there. I think a huge misconception is that people choose to go down this spiral. People choose to not eat. There's this chemical imbalance and you just spiral, and especially if your life is seeming out of control, you want that control over one thing. And for me, that was food. But it's not just about the food. It's way deeper, and that's what I want to get across. Body image wise, I feel like almost every woman, every man struggles with their body image, and they're not completely happy or loving of what they see in the mirror. And I think a lot of that is because of the media we're seeing or the social media accounts we follow. I want to be vulnerable and authentic and just put it all out there, because I'd rather be an open book than pretend like everything's perfect.
I think that brings up why social media depression is now a thing. It just shows how much social media has changed the industry, how much it has changed peer influence, how much it's changed fashion and media, and our own self-worth and our own mental health.
And I think the change from accepting your body image doesn't come from the outside at all. It's in here, it's in your heart, and it's in who you surround yourself with. And I think it's about mind, body, soul health, rather than health, which is how everybody else sees you.
The pressures of school, of peers, and college is insane.
It's insane.
And going into looking for jobs and internships, it's all like very triggering.
Yeah.
And so I think that they need more and different, maybe means like providing more counselors, or maybe it means extending hours or something. I think that needs to be looked into.
I like to think within our program, we as fashion faculty and as an advisor are absolutely here for our students beyond a 4-year plan and an internship, study abroad, that if there's a problem from at home or within, that you can talk to any one of us, and we might then at least help find you the resources that you need.
It's hard to put into words, but when I look in the mirror and I'm feeling myself in the morning, which I usually do, especially lately, the thought is like, you are now one of your own idols. Like, I've slowly become everything that I respect and I love and I admire in people, and I've been, in so many ways, like aesthetically, but also internally, and being able to really be friends with myself in that way. It's like, I am my own idol. I am the picture that I save on Instagram, and I go out and I walk through the Marist campus and people are staring at me and eyeing my outfit up and down, and probably they're judging the crap out of me, but I feel so good about it because I look different, which can only mean I look like myself.
Yeah.
We need to have those uncomfortable conversations and try to understand each other. Like, have a different perspective, and rather than just coming in with your opinion, just like be open to hear what other people have to say and their own personal struggles if they have that, because everybody has struggles, or just whatever it may be. I think we all need to engage in conversation.
Just acknowledge and listen to men's stories. Continue, if you're comfortable, continue speaking about your eating disorder and your experience with them, and you know, become the resistance of sorts.
I've come this damn far, and I refuse to go back to such a dark mindset, to such a dark, cold cage. So yeah, that's definitely what keeps me going, and it just also reminds me about the person I am. I am strong, I am resilient, I am worthy, and I am free. So it's not just about my body, but the person I am. It's uncaged. I'm an uncaged human being, and it feels really good to just put it out there and say that to myself. But yeah, so thank you.